Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called 10 Things I Like About Living in Sweden. So I think Sweden looks like a wonderful place. I've never been. I would love to visit. I don't know if I would live there, but I think I'm a firm believer in before you move like somewhere else, I think you have to maybe visit beforehand to see if you like what you're actually seeing. So I don't know what kind of things we're gonna be looking at here. Probably it's gonna be a mix between like cultural things and actually I don't know, maybe it's the food. I think maybe would I move somewhere because of the food? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
If I could choose, I would not live in Sweden right now. If I could just wave a magic willy, I would live in Japan. But since that is not really an option at the moment, during the last half a year-ish, I have, instead of focusing on Japan all the time, I have tried to enjoy my time here in Sweden as much as possible. And I've come up with this little list. People who know me know that I give Sweden a lot of shit for being a very boring country to live in. But of course there are a bunch of...
Oh my god, okay, is this a thing about it's boring because everyone's happy? I think I paraphrase that very badly, but I think there are some certain places that they have a good quality of life, and Sweden and everything works properly and everything it's very nice in general. But I think some people may find it boring because it's oh, there's nothing to do. But it's well, if there's nothing to do, how come the quality of life it's so good? Well, I know that technically they don't rate that, but again, I find it's not the first time that I'm hearing something of the sort of certain countries that you would think wow, it's especially I think that's the case with Scandinavian countries specifically. That's at least what I've heard or people talk about this. Is and it's usually just in Scandinavian countries. It's yes, everything's, and especially if you live in smaller towns, it's yes, everything's nice. I'm not complaining of wow, life here sucks. It's no, absolutely not, because everything technically it works. Everything works perfectly. But I don't know, they find it boring. I don't really know what they mean by boring. Don't they have nightclubs? Do you want to go partying? Is that the case? But again, not the first time that I'm hearing this. Especially again with Scandinavian countries.
Little things that I really like about living in Sweden as well. Can you guess what the video is about? Notice, by the way, that I say small things. These are not people I know here in Sweden, for instance, because obviously the people I hang out with in Sweden are big things. Okay, number one, Sweden is...
Imagine being his friend and he's oh, I hate the people. He's oh, well, okay, so you're not my friend anymore. That would be incredibly offensive for the people that he does know and obviously loves. So he's yes, of course we're not talking about actual people. It's just things.
It's a very convenient country in many ways. Not only do we get the free state-sanctioned banana every month, we also usually don't have to...
Hold on, what? You mean you get bananas, the government gives you a banana per month? What? Yeah, they don't grow bananas. I'm pretty sure they can't grow bananas because bananas typically need warmer climates, which Sweden I'm pretty sure does not have. But do the government gives you a banana every month? Is it one banana? I have so many questions now. You can get bananas at supermarket all year round. I'm guessing. Obviously they don't grow them there, but you can get them at a supermarket. And also, but if the government gives you a banana, do you find them how do they ship the banana to you? Is it being banana per person per household? Is it just one banana per household? I have so many questions because I've never heard of this, and now I'm very curious to find out.
Cash. This is a 10 krona. It's a 10 krona coin.
No cash, as in they don't have the actual coins, the actual bill. Everything's electronic. You just pay with either your phone and your card. If that's the case, love that. I agree with this and I support this 100%. Counting money is hard. So it's just swipe your card. I hate having money.
And it's the only cash that I carry around with me. Yeah, I don't remember where I got it from, and I always forgot what they look like. I haven't had a reason to use it for months now, because you can pay with the card everywhere here. That's pretty much. I don't remember the last time I went to an ATM to get some cash. This is the first.
I love this. Again, it's I'm never gonna shut up about this. It's because it's so inconvenient to carry cash with you. I know that it's because it's a necessity, certain places you need to carry cash. But I think if we all can move just past like the need. We as a society have moved past the need for cash. It's like everything's electronic. We have technology. Why shouldn't we use it? Like there's no need for this. Why would you have to like get your hands, and then when you grab like not that many coins, but I think with like bills, you get like your hands, I think it's the ink, like your hands get all gross. I don't like it. I hate the feeling of like having, it's, I think again, it's the ink and it's gross, and I don't really like that. And I'm with him. It's like, why would you go to the ATM and grab some cash and have some cash at hand with everything? Because why would you need that if everything uses like card or your phone? It's like, it's everything. That's the way it should be. I love that.
On the list because it's clearly not a very big deal, but it's convenient and connected to the second one, which is Swish. Yay! Swish is a very handy little app. Equivalents are available in different countries, I've learned, but it's very popular in Sweden. Most smartphones have this app installed, apparently. It tracks your movements, social interactions, and pictures, so that the Swedish government can make sure that everyone in Sweden acts according to the,
Okay, hold on. I thought it was like Venmo, as in like when you need money, like, oh, I need to like pay somewhere, oh, I'm gonna like give some money to someone else. I can just Venmo them, and I have to go through like the whole like wire transfer or whatever. But it's like, wait, what do you mean the government keeps track of you? What? In your photos? What?
Swedish government's wishes for the greater good, of course. It also allows you to very quickly and safely send money to someone as long as you just have their phone number, which...
Yes, but go back to like the government thing. What do you mean like they keep track of you? That's scary.
Makes, splitting bills after visiting a restaurant.
I have to say, actually, maybe I'm overreacting. It's like probably a lot of countries do this, only that you're unaware of this. So it's like, oh, I wasn't aware the government keeps track of me. It's like, yeah, all governments do that with its citizens, only that they usually are a little bit like on the down low, so you don't really get to find out when they're actually doing this.
Very easy. It's not so sexy. It literally takes about 15 seconds to send some money to someone if you have their phone number. Many sort of yard sales and small cafes also offer Swish as a means of just paying.
Yeah, a lot of countries have this, and it's like, but everyone always like names it differently. And I agree with him, like it's so convenient. It's like that's the way it should be. And again, it's technology. No need for carrying cash. Just like you can just like put the thing, and they have like the code, and you just like scan it, and that's it. You just type the amount, and that's it.
For a coffee or whatever. Yeah, it's very handy. It doesn't work, however, if you don't have the third item on this list.
Okay.
Which is another app, Mobilt BankID. These are not, so far this list is not very sexy, I realize. Hang in there, we're getting to some juicy stuff later. This is another app that even more people in Sweden have on their phones. Apparently 94% of smartphones in Sweden have this one installed, because it is very handy. It sends information about your sex life, like dick pics and timed notifications for every time you masturbate to the current Prime Minister of Sweden. It is connected to a personnummer, and it works very much like a sort of digital national ID number. So anything you'd need your personnummer or national ID number to use, like access your bank account or transfer money to someone, or fiddle around with boring state agencies like applying for apartments or paying your taxes and stuff like that. Everything is done through this very secure, handy little app called Mobilt BankID. This makes it
I think more countries should do this because it sounds very useful.
That you basically, when you have the personnummer and your app, you never need to visit an institution in Sweden ever again, pretty much. I can't remember the last time I actually went to a bank or Skatteverket to do anything.
But I think also like a lot of places are moving like past the need for like a physical sort of like bank, because they tried everything like it's online now. So I think you visit like banks less these days. I don't know the statistics, but I think worldwide I would assume that most people, like, when do you ask, like you just ask people, when was the last time you actually physically went to like a bank place, to a bank like agency, and people are probably going to tell you that they can't remember, like for very specific things. But now everything's online.
It's been years. It bypasses so much administrative bullshit, and makes everything paperless, which is fun, hilarious, Speaking of apartments, by the way, I like them. They're my number 4. They're usually very well built, well isolated. Winters in Sweden are ridiculous, but at least you know that when you go inside, it'll be nice and warm. Compared to the UK, where that is definitely not guaranteed. They usually look
That's weird because I would assume that the UK, because they're all constantly complaining about like when there's like a heat wave, it's not really that hot, but they're constantly complaining of like, oh, it's so hot. But you wouldn't understand it because our houses are sort of like insulated and they're built to sort of like protect from the cold. So that's why like they have a really hard time when it drops like 5 degrees and it's like, oh my god, we're burning alive, and it's like 25 degrees, like, or 20. It's like, calm down. But I don't know if like that's the case apparently. So it's weird to me that he's like, no, in the UK it's not always like that, because I had the impression that in the UK all the houses were like built as well for this to like withstand the cold. So quite shocking news, at least to me.
Fucking boring on the outside, but the inside it's nice and cozy, you know. Again, the things on this list are not anything to masturbate to, perhaps, but they are nice. The sound isolation is great as well, so you can have as loud as sex as you want, and your neighbors will not complain. If anything, they should cheer you on. That's what I do, at least. Another thing that I like about living in Sweden, connected to the housing thing, is the nerdy side of Sweden. Yes, it sounds a bit unintuitive how these are connected, but hear me out. During the winters in Sweden, as I said, there's pretty much...
I was gonna say, like, he's complaining about, oh, things are not sexy, and then he's like, I love the nerd, how Sweden apparently is like very nerdy. It's like, okay, those are like weird for someone that's complaining about like the unsexiness of like the things that you're listing, but okay.
Much no sunlight, and it's cold as fuck. Therefore, there are these well-built houses that are designed to spend lots of time in. You don't really want to go outside when it's pitch black, minus 30, and polar bears everywhere. So instead, you stay inside and play games. Fuck yeah.
That's nice.
Apartments here are also very big, so you have enough space for big hobbies like, you know, board games and tabletop games and stuff. In places like London, where most people live in mold-infested tiny shitholes, you don't really have the space to have a big computer setup or, you know, a tabletop game or whatever. You'd rather spend the evening down the pub, you know. And I love just nerd culture in general. Growing up, that was just the way I hung out with my friends, you know, playing games. I've just started live streaming, by the way, speaking of games, on this channel, and I upload the VODs on my gaming channel, so go and subscribe to that one, I guess. Okay, I just had a huge dump, and now we are back on the grind. Subscribe and hit the bell, because you're worth it, yes. Speaking of not going outside, doing so is pretty nice as well. I like living in Stockholm. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty city. London and Tokyo are cool, but Stockholm is very pretty, you know. I feel like I should...
Shocking as well to me that he says like London it's not that, and Tokyo like they're not that nice. It's like they're nice. Like, again, I think all cities are beautiful in very different ways, but I think like those three cities are very pretty, or I don't know, they're nice. It's weird to me that he's saying that.
Spend more time in the city because, I mean, look at this. If I could date a city, I think it would be this one. And when I go back down to where I live in my suburb of Stockholm, there's a bunch of nature everywhere. Look, there's trees and shit.
Love
yes,
that.
I have an English degree. Many of you in the comments have pointed out how lucky I am to live close to areas like these. And I live literally 5 minutes from this place. It's pretty cool. I do still prefer houses and people over trees, though. Of course, the quintessentially Swedish pastime is fika, which of course makes it on this list. It is nice to always have a reason to grab a jävla bulle liksom. The popularity of fika here also means that cafe culture is strong in Sweden,
Love that.
which as a little freelancer I love. I don't go to cafes to work as much as I should though. I need to work on perfecting my cool urban freelancer look, you know. At the fika place there's also never an issue getting vegan milk for your coffee, which is my number 9. Just vegan.
Again, like, I think all places these days have, like, vegan milks. They offer almond milk, they offer, well, not coconut milk, that's soy milk, I think it's more popular, but isn't that everywhere these days?
Milk. No, it's very easy to be vegan and vegetarian in Sweden. I've talked about this before, but there are always vegan and vegetarian options on the menu in most restaurants. There's a ton of vegan products in the supermarkets,
Incredible.
and being vegan is not considered anything weird or outlying, you know.
Again, like, in this day and age, does someone still consider being vegan or vegetarian weird? I think not. I believe it isn't that weird. It's normal.
I was brought up a vegetarian and my dad is a vegan, you know. It's very common. Finally, and this is going to sound silly, but I like the sweets in Sweden. There were a couple of times in Japan when I was hungover like an asshole and really just wanted something unhealthy and sweet.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
there is nothing really abroad that comes close to Swedish plockgodis. Fuck yeah.
What is that?
And fuck you, I say plockgodis, not lösgodis.
Oh, I think I've recognized. Are those like the gummy bears? Like well, it's not. It's like a gummy bear. Some of them are quite like acidic. Some of them are very sweet. But they're sort of like they're stretchy and they're like I don't know gummy like because I recognize the blue and red like the blue things that I'm seeing there. I'm pretty sure I've had those before. Those are like hard, or like they're hard, like a little. I don't know. They're not that soft. But the other one that I'm seeing, if it's the one I'm that I'm thinking of, they're sort of like stretchy and sort of like a gummy like situation. I think I've also seen the black ones with like if that's sugar, but I don't think those have like a pretty weird taste. If that's the ones that I'm thinking.
It exists in London as well, but it's fucking expensive. Also in Sweden, of course, you can now tell which sweets are.
Oh, or there are the other ones that are like very that they look. I can't describe the taste, but it's just like they're sort of like a pill. Like it's like very fine sugar. Like I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's like very fine. And it sort of like melts in your mouth when you're like when you bite into it, and it's very like sweet and sometimes yes it's very sour. Again, I'm thinking of like a very specific type of candy.
Vegan and not. I feel that these little signs are very representative of Sweden in many.
Yeah, that's strange to me. Like they have like vegan candy like that, you know, in a place where you can get like per pound or whatever. That's I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's like that's unusual.
Anyways, you know, it's vegan friendly, it's informative and kind of boring, but it's a nice gesture, you know. So
Yeah.
there you have it, everyone. That's a list of tiny reasons why I'm really not that sad being stuck in this country. But thank you very much for watching. Do leave a like and subscribe if you'd like
Don't
to.
be so enthusiastic.
I know that every fucking YouTuber says that all the time, but it really does help, and I would love to grow this channel if I can. So yeah, any help is appreciated, you know. Okay,
Okay, so funny. And he was like, I actually love it here. But he's like, well, if I'm judging by your face and you don't seem like that enthusiastic about this. He's like, I'm stuck in here. But actually I like it. It's like, okay, well, if you say so. But yes, I want to know, like the candy situation. I didn't know that Sweden was pretty big on candy and the sweets. Now I want to know. I want to have like, I would definitely get, apparently like it's not that, it's cheaper. Which I love. It's like, yes, I want to have them because I know that I'm thinking of like several things that I've had before. And I want to know, are those things Swedish apparently? I don't know. I want to know so badly. I want to do like a taste test. The whole like vegan situation, that's weird to me again because I think like in this day and age, like it's not that weird in a lot of places like coffee shops and stuff. Like they offer you like other types of milk that are not cow's milk. And it's like normal. You would go to any coffee shop and you would ask for like almond milk and they will give it to you. Like it's not like, oh, you know, oat milk. It's not like, oh my God, what is this? And again, in a lot of restaurants these days also have like vegan options. So and gluten-free and vegan and whatever, like very, you know, for every sort of like dietary like option, like they have those. So it's kind of weird that he's surprised by this. Maybe it's just like compared to the UK or maybe compared to Tokyo, which are like two places that he's comparing this to. But I would be super shocked if the UK does not have this and if Tokyo didn't have this either, because it's like they're like pretty huge cities. Like of course if I'm thinking of like a very smaller town in like in the middle of nowhere, yes, probably I'm not gonna get almond milk. And if I ask for like the vegan, hey, can you give me like the vegan menu, or do you have some like vegetarian options? They're probably gonna look at me weird and be like, no, we don't have that. We don't do that here. Because again, it's like, well, yes, it's like a little town in the middle of nowhere. But if you're talking Tokyo and you're talking London, I would expect like it's normal there. It's like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it's surprising to me. And again, I've said this before, like the coffee culture in Sweden, I love them for this. And I love also that the fact that everything's it's very green. They have a lot of trees. Like, I think that's just like very charming. And I think, again, speaks a lot of like their culture and their love like for nature. And again, it's like it sort of like speaks for like a chill sort of like lifestyle, in the sense of like, yes, you know, they make time to have like their coffee and like a pastry every single day, and they also like to like take a walk around the woods and being surrounded by nature. It's like, I love those things. It's like, I think more people should definitely adapt those things about like Swedish culture and adapt them into like their lives, because I think they will be like much happier. The nerd culture, I think it's funny because it's like, I think it's sort of like tied in with the apartments, and also like apparently they have like really nice apartments. It's very big, but I think all of that ties in with the fact that they have, because of the climate, it's like a very harsh climate, and during the winter, like he mentioned, you don't want to go out. Like, it's so incredibly cold and it's dark. It's like, I don't want to go out. Obviously, I'm gonna have like a really hard time. But it's like, yes, that's why a lot of people apparently like are really into like board games, or maybe not games. I'm wondering if a lot of people are like gamers and stuff, like stuff that you can do like indoors of like, yes, you know, we're gamers and we have our whole like computer setup. It's like a lot of like Swedish people are into it. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, because again, you can't go out during the winter, so what else are you gonna do? It's like, well, yes, I'm gonna play games either on my computer, or I'm gonna maybe invite some people over, or maybe not, because it would involve them actually coming to your house. And it's like, no, I would have to enter the cold. So it's like, maybe in your house, like with your, I don't know, your family, or, you know, your roommates, or whatever it is that you're living with. So it's like, yes, we're playing board games, like, I don't know, Monopoly or Risk, or like, you know, fun things, maybe chess. I love that. I think more people, I think, you know, it's sort of like it's been lost a little, because again, in this day and age, most people do not play board games. They find it like pretty boring, because they do other things and they would rather like go out. Or again, if you're playing a game, like you were thinking more like a computer game, you know, something I can do online. But it's like, I think we should bring this back. I think board games are awesome, and I think it's like it's a nice way to spend an evening. And apparently for Swedish people, that's normal. So it's like, I love that. And again, we should definitely bring this back, and we should actually like adopt that thing as well. But it's really great, and I think it's really funny of the fact that how weather actually like makes you like, you know, in a specific way, because I would bet those things are tied. Like, the whole like very nice apartments, they're big, and also like, again, they're into board games and, you know, stuff that you can play, you know, you can do inside. It's like, yes, because of course it's like the weather is so like harsh that they have to like, and it's already like part of their culture, but it's because of the weather. So it is like, it's funny how those things are really do shape a culture, and I think this is like a great example of this. It's like, yes, absolutely. Yes, I really, even though he doesn't look that happy, apparently, because he's like stuck there, it's like, I think you like it more than that he's coming across off. Or maybe he's just like, I'm just British, you know, maybe like very stoic, and that's very serious. But it's like, again, it's like, I think you really do like it. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.